Welcome back to Story Reckless. I am Nathan. I'll be your DM this evening. I use he, him pronouns. And I'm going to pass it over to our players really quick, and then we'll get into some quick announcements, and then we'll get into the story.
My name is Claire, my pronouns are they, them, and I continue to play Kidam, half-elf brave cleric.
And my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns, and I am playing Imsh, half-orc, kitty cat, half-orc, druid.
Perfect. Yeah, so quick little announcement for those of you that have been watching along with us. We were going to start on Lovelace's arc today, but we are actually going to delay it by 1 week. So today's just going to be kind of picking up where we left off, even though I loved that cliffhanger. It was so good, but hey, things happen.
It made me want to do another episode.
I know, but it would have. Anyways, so we're gonna pick up where we left off, and I have no idea what's gonna happen because this is kind of unplanned, and we're gonna see. We're just gonna go around Baldur's Gate and see what these two get up to. The reason for that, so we talked a little while back about me guest starring on Nerd Botchery, which is another D&D channel. That is happening again, and very soon. It's happening this coming Sunday. God, I don't even know what date it is.
May 8th.
May 8th. Yes, thank you, Claire. It is happening Sunday, May 8th at, can I remember? 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be guest starring over there. So as a result, we wanted to delay Lovelace's arc by a week because we just decided it would be a much nicer start to our session to start with a brand new story right after the guest star appearance. So, because maybe we'll have some new, folks over here watching us. So, yeah. So that's that announcement and update. And is that it? Was there something else, Claire? No?
I think. So you're playing with Nerd Botchery, but you're going to be on Gen Con TV? Is that correct?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I will be playing with Nerd Botchery. However, this show it's like Nerd Botchery Presents, and it is being hosted on Gen Con TV. Actually, Claire, do you mind, or Olive, either of you, do you mind at some point popping a link in the chat just so that folks have access to that? But yeah, I'm really excited. I know one of the guys over there. He's actually the entire reason that I play D&D. So yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully, I think it looks like it's going to be fun. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else.
I would like to encourage people to get involved in abortion access rights.
Yes.
Draft of the Supreme Court decision about Roe versus Wade got leaked for the first time in modern history, and they are straight up trying to overturn it.
Yeah.
Now's the time to burn the world or take back control of our political system from the people who want to make everybody's lives worse.
Yes. This just happened. Very sad and unfortunate. And yeah, absolutely. If you can find ways to get involved and find ways to fight back against this, please do. I don't think we have anything to plug here for that right now because it literally just happened. But yeah. Yeah. Well, with that, I guess let's jump into the story. Yes? Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty, let me put on a slightly different music here. Cool. So, last time we left off, God, what in the world? Yes, last time Lovelace and Imsh had just completed a heist, kind of, at
We took one thing.
Yeah. At a guild kingpin's home. You were tasked by Box of Screws, the ever-present guild kingpin that has been keeping you in her web of control.
Gainfully employed.
Gainfully employed, yes. She tasked you with breaking into this kingpin's home and removing a book of his and replacing it with a copy so that she can spy on him, as she suspects that he is working with the cult of the Dead Three, and she needs more evidence to prove it. Upon completing this task with some bit of a mess left behind, unfortunately, Kadam even ending the life of an individual just seemed to be a little tough for them. Maybe it was complicated.
Complicated.
Yeah.
Yep.
But upon completing this task, going back to Box of Screws and Imsh getting your partner cleared, all of his debts removed, and Kadam, you seeming to be as well debt-free from Box of Screws.
She approved of what I did.
Yes. And she, before you left Kadam, asked if she could speak with you and showed you something. She brought you into a hidden chamber where Manfred was busily working away with all sorts of alchemical instruments. And she revealed this small vial of some kind of potion or substance. And she asked you if you could deliver it to your dad, who is currently declining in his health. She claimed that this substance is something that comes out of this world directly, something known as Torrillium, something that can reverse the process of potentially disease, what he's going through, that can turn back the years on someone's life and restore vitality. She said that she had even had Manfred test it, and no adverse side effects occurred, and he seemed to be feeling wonderful after taking it. But Kadam was not convinced and did not feel comfortable with doing this.
Very vague. No evidence of this whatsoever.
Bit of tense conversation, and ultimately Cortea, also known as Box of Screws, your sister Kadam, let you go.
Yeah, her.
And you returned back to home. Imsh, you went back to help with the refugee crisis, getting everyone situated, all of the folks from El Terrell pouring into the city after it seems that their entire city was consumed beneath the earth. It has disappeared, and all that is left is just a smoldering crater. This happened nearly a 10-day ago, maybe 5 days ago at most, and the refugees are starting to pour into the city, and the Flaming Fist is becoming progressively more stretched thin, dealing with the refugee crisis and dealing with the increase in attacks from the cultists of the Dead Three. You discovered that the Flaming Fist are suspicious of these Elturellian refugees pouring into the city, some of which have been escorted by the Elturellian knights known as the Hell Riders. And the Flaming Fist has resorted to arresting Hell Riders on site and have locked the entire city down. Kadam, as you were returning home, you could see a series of patrols moving through the neighborhoods, knocking on people's doors, and you could pick up on them asking if they had seen a woman, a Hell Rider with red hair, who has been seen in the neighborhood fleeing. Well, when you stepped into your home, back door was slightly ajar, and there was a woman slumped against the back wall. She looked up at you, and you saw a woman with red hair, dark skin, young, probably no more than 20 years old, wearing her knight armor with the symbol of the Hell Riders emblazoned on her tabard, a reared stallion with a blazing sun above it. And she seemed to have had some sort of sheet that she had just pulled from somebody's laundry, haphazardly pulled around her, and a bit of blood coming out of her right arm, dripping out from the chainmail. So, with that, let us pick up from there. Kadam, what do you do as this woman, first off, holds a hand up for you to be quiet, reaches out and asks you if you were in fact Kadam. And she revealed to you that she suspects the cult of the Dead Three are behind what happened to Elthro. What would you like to do?
I would like to get her up my ladder, up to my bedroom, and start taking off this armor, because this ain't gonna do well around here.
Okay. So you approach her, and she stands up on the wall.
Help her up.
Okay. She lets you, and lets you guide her over.
Come on upstairs. Let's get the armor off of you. You're very obvious right now.
Yeah. Perhaps a compromise. Maybe just my tabard. I don't feel very comfortable removing my armor. As she says this, you can hear muffled and distant the and other guards calling out.
I will take her tabard and take it back downstairs and shove it in my oven.
Okay, so you get her upstairs, she sits down, you take that tabard off and you shoving that into the oven. Are you gonna light it up?
Yeah, I'll make tea.
Okay. So you start up the oven, the fire gets going while you can just kind of hear the wood creaking as she's trying to get comfortable upstairs. And the kind of distant shouts outside, those kind of muffled knocks seeming to get a little closer, but you're able to get the oven going.
I will go back up to her while the water's boiling. May I take a look at your arm at the very least? And I would like to get this armor off of you. If they end up searching here, I can't hide you, really.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm pretty decent at those, but not when I roll a 4. 11.
I'm not going to remove my armor, but here. And she will take like the shoulder off and try to bring the chainmail down as much as she can, exposing her arm, and you can just see there's this very deep gash across the arm from some sort of bladed weapon.
Yeah, alright. As long as there ain't anything obviously in it, I'm just gonna give her a cure wounds for now.
Okay.
Second level.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. 14 points healing.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. You place your hand on her and you see that wound just seal up, leaving a little bit of a raised kind of scar on the flesh, but it's pretty sealed up nice and good. All right, so I guess my information was correct then about you.
I would love to hear more about that information in a few minutes.
Yes, I'm sorry, and thank you for sheltering me.
Could I get you under the covers? I'm sorry, but the armor.
Yeah, yes, okay. She'll go over to your bed, sit down. Do you want me to just lay down? I do need your help.
Oh, absolutely. we need to let the Flaming Fist go by first. They are looking for you.
Right at the front door.
Yeah, I will go.
Ah, shit. She'll pull the covers up, and it's just, you know, like little kid trying to hide, just a big lump on the bed, but it is up in the attic.
Okay.
And you can kind of hear
Oh
the
my
chainmail like
gosh.
clink, clink, clink.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking.
Okay.
I will go downstairs.
Okay. You go to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You pop open the door, and you see there are two flaming fists. There's two men standing there in their orange and red flaming fist tabards, with those kind of like, you know, those wide brimmed, kind of like the British helm, you know, wide brimmed helmet. Looking at you with spears. Sorry to bother you this evening. There's a bloody hell rider about, wounded a number of our men. Have you seen anything? Kind of looking over your shoulder into the room.
A wounded Hell Rider. What do Hell Riders look like? I'm sorry. I know you've been looking for him.
Well, this one in particular is a young woman with red hair. Bit hard to miss. I believe she received some sort of wound on her right side, so she may be limping or something of that nature. Keeps looking over your shoulder.
I just did get home, and actually out by Hamhock Slaughterhouse, I saw a red-haired person wearing an awful lot of armor, like heading around the side of the building.
Okay, make a deception
Might that
check.
be helpful?
Make a deception check for me.
Let's roll higher than a 4. That's higher than a 4. All right. Deception. Where are we? 23.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm also going to... No, she's just laying up there. It's fine. I was going to have her roll a stealth, but she's literally just laying there, so I don't think that's necessary. 23? Okay. Oh, well, thank you very much. We'll be off then.
Yeah.
Gives you...
Best of luck.
And immediately turns, and they both start going with a brisk pace towards Hamhocks down the street.
Just give him a little bit more trouble. Why not?
All right, so what do you do next, Kadam, as they leave?
I will assemble tea materials and take them up to this poor woman.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, the fire, or the kettle is done. You're able to get the tea together and head upstairs, and you just see that big lump under the blankets. And as you were carefully setting the tray of tea down and climbing up, you just hear from under the blankets, "Do I have to continue lying under here?"
No, you can come out now.
And just like whips the blankets off. She sits over and kind of slumps on the side of the bed.
And I think to myself, oh no, my sheets are filthy now.
Yeah, they're really dirty. I mean, because yeah, her cloak, you know, is just like saturated with dust and dried mud from travel, and like
And
has
Imps
big.
was in it yesterday. It don't smell like me anymore.
Yeah. But she slips over, and looks up at you as you're approaching with the tea. Oh,
All right.
thank you.
Bought us sometime at least. Do you mind telling me who you are and how on earth you heard about me in Lovelace?
Thank you so much. My name is Rhea Mantlemorn. I'm a hoof of the Hell Riders. I've escorted a small group of refugees out here after what happened.
Yeah.
We were on a boat, a small boat, a fishing trolley. We just arrived this morning, and I immediately made sure that they knew where to go, and I started setting out, asking around, because I have very strong suspicions that the Cult of the Dead Three is involved with what happened back at home.
All right.
I'm sure you're aware that Older Raven Guard arrived on a diplomatic mission.
Yeah.
Yes, well, upon his arrival, our High Overseer, Thavius Krieg, was missing. The higher-ups tried to play it off as him not being available, but comes to find, I found out that he was just gone. No one knew where he was or where he had gone to. Not even his personal guard. For about the past 3 months or so, there's been strange rituals occurring on the outskirts of El Turel. We found cultists performing terrible things, mainly revolving around human sacrifice and using the
Why
remains.
is it always humans? Sorry, that's not a question for right now.
Well,
carry
it
on.
wasn't. I misspoke. Humanoid. It's a bit.
All right.
Apologies. But this has all been happening for the past 3 months, and
All
it
right.
has increased. Older Raven Guard arrived and informed us of all of the woes occurring within Baldur's Gate. No offense, but we knew this place was a bit of a not great.
I've heard it described as a hellhole before.
That's one way of putting it, yes. I was gonna maybe go with cesspool, but
That works.
but you said it. He informed us of this Cult of the Dead Three, and we quickly started piecing together that these ritual sites that we were finding outside the city were indeed the same cult. I was tasked with a simple mission to go out and deal with one of these ritual sites that one of our scouts had discovered, and hopefully capture a cultist alive and get more information. Needless to say, it didn't go so well. I was unsuccessful there, but upon heading back, it was that evening I could see the golden light of the companion ahead, just as we were approaching the gates. And then it flared into a like the flames within a forge, bright, orange, angry, and red. And then it turned black, like a dead star. And that's when the earth trembled beneath us. Everything crumbled and was pulled beneath the earth. And I saw massive, dark chains, like obsidian, rise out from the hole and pull my city down. By the time I was able to really snap out of it and start rushing for the the chaos that was in front of me, it was over, and there was nothing but a crater left in my home's place. Anyways, you're probably wondering how I knew about you. Well, during the council meeting, older Raven God mentioned that some individuals had dealt with a section, a contingent of this cult, and it seemed that the activity had even died down within your city for a short while. Your names came up.
I see.
When I arrived, I started asking around, and people spoke very highly of you both. That's when I found out what the Flaming Fists were doing. As I approached, I was cornered by a group of them. They wouldn't listen to me. They demanded I put down my arms. They approached me with weapons drawn, manacles in their hands. I tried to talk with them reasonably, and I didn't know what to do, so I fought. I may have one of them wasn't moving when I left.
I see. I cannot pretend to understand exactly what the Fist are after here. But they have been trained that the outer city in particular is in need of discipline. And certainly we don't make life easy for them, and they don't make life easy for us. Why you in particular, well, not you in particular, but why the Hell Riders in particular, I don't know.
There's always been tension between Baldur's Gate and Elturel.
That's true.
There's been bubblings of war brewing up for the past year, but with everything else going on in the world, we seem to be going in the right direction of putting that all past us. And now, everything's gone.
I cannot imagine what it would be like to see my home swallowed by the earth. That is not something that you ever should have seen.
I could hear them all.
I'll reach out and take her hand. I'm very glad you came to me. Let's see what we can do about this. That sounds awfully presumptuous now that it's out of my mouth, but
I don't know. I have to try.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I used to know someone here.
You?
Yes. think she might be able to help me. But she's on the other side of the walls.
What's her name?
Tarina. Well, at least that I don't know. That's how I knew her. We went on very different paths in our life. She ended up here. I'm sorry.
It's alright. It sounds like this person meant a lot to you. What, you haven't been in contact for a while?
Not for quite some time.
And she's on the other side of the walls. You're pretty certain about that?
It's the best lead I have.
Alright.
She used to talk about a favorite tavern of hers. Might be somewhere to start looking.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the Elfsong Tavern?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Ain't that fancy? Nathan?
Oh.
Sorry.
Not. There's not many fancy taverns within the lower city.
Okay.
I mean, every tavern, like, the kind of assumption is that you go armed.
Okay.
Oh, it's not that far away from Joplin's.
No, it's not. It's in it. It's in Eastway.
Eastway, yeah. Yeah, it's up the way from Joplin's and the Crack Spine. It is, let's see, I can give you, sure, I mean, I don't know, how much do you think Kadam would know about taverns?
I mean, not much. It's not their favorite place to hang out, but because it is actually on the way to
Yeah.
the Cracked Spine, I imagine that I would at least know where it is and like have a general idea of what the clientele that hangs out outside is
Okay.
like.
Well, I think you know two things. Clientele, one thing you would definitely notice, it appears that one of the bouncers is half ogre, perhaps? Like, she's definitely of that lineage.
Mm-hmm.
So she stands out like a sore thumb because there's really not, I don't think there's really any half ogres or ogres within the walls of Baldur's Gate. So she stands out. I don't know if you necessarily know her name, but that's
Probably
the bouncer out front. It can get rowdy, maybe not as rowdy as some of the other taverns, but I mean it's pretty typical in that sense of the clientele. But the thing that really I think you would know, just because it seems appropriate, like maybe even your Ada has talked about it. It's called Elfsong because there is a spirit that haunts the building. That is an elf that periodically just breaks out into song spontaneously, and often sings the same song. It changes here and there, but the most times this spirit, they sing about a lover lost at sea, I believe, is a lost lover. Yeah. Yeah. So I think you would know that. Just, I'm sure that your Ada has brought that up before.
That sounds like something he would enjoy.
Yeah. And it is one of those things where, like, I don't know, maybe there was once when you went by and it caught your attention because, normally there's that typical raucous sound of people laughing and talking and being jovial with each other coming out of it. But whenever this spirit sings, pretty much the entire establishment kind of goes quiet and just listens. No matter how rough and tumble the individuals are that are there, they're still captivated by this song, this elven spirit.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe that happened once while you're walking by. Just like you noticed it was very quiet by the tavern, and then you could hear the ethereal voice coming through the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
This would probably also be a place that would know Lovelace, at least as that weird centaur woman who came by once and encouraged us all to go to the house, no, High Hall.
Uh-huh. Oh, definitely.
That
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think all the taverns in Lower City now know who Lovelace is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that is what she tells you. Yeah. I think maybe about this time, Imsh.
Yeah, so I think you hear a bark outside that maybe you recognize.
Rhea kind of tenses up, looking down the loft towards the door, and then looks towards you, Kadam.
Scratching at the door.
All right. Yeah, I know who this is. Excuse me for
well,
one moment.
Do I need to get back under the covers?
I don't think so, but you can if you want. And I will go downstairs and let the large dog in.
Well, as you go downstairs, as you're going down the ladder, you do hear a... Okay. You go down the ladder. Yeah, open the door. What is...
Big ol' what did we say? Irish wolfhound?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Big dog, very fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like saunters in, like bumps up against Kidam, looking for pets.
I will close the door and then, gosh, his head's probably at like waist height.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then just start like sniffing around, and then like focuses on, I think, the like chair that Rhea was sitting in, and, like goes and like starts sniffing at it, and then turns and looks at
Yeah.
Kidam.
We got someone upstairs. Did you see the flaming fist on your way down here, or did they go back towards Stony Eyes?
You would have
Gonna-
seen one patrol.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was all to the wolfhound.
Right. I was telling the wolfhound
Oh, I'm sorry.
knowledge that
Yeah.
they would have seen one patrol. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of like sits down and like, I guess not.
Yeah, you can
Nods.
do that.
Yeah, I can
you
nod.
you have your all your mental like stats.
Yeah.
So
Right. Well, she found me. She's upstairs right now. Rhea?
but yes.
A friend of mine's here.
You hear a bed creak and covers shuffle off, and then you see her head pop over the kind of flop of red hair dangling down. She pushes it out of her eyes.
Oh.
You have a dog.
Well, he ain't mine. He's his own. But this is Imsh.
Oh, well, that
Imsh, how long do you want to keep this up?
kind of
I will
scrunches
drop.
her
I will drop it. And so just kind of like lean forward.
Yeah.
Animorphs cover back.
Wait, so do you or do you awkwardly stand to the side and go anyways, yeah, so you come up out of your dog form. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now.
Rhea, folks are looking for you outside.
Yes, I'm aware. And she will come down the ladder into the main room.
Glad to see they haven't found you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm Rhea, and you are.
As Kidam mentioned, my name's Imsh. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Reaches out, shakes hand.
And shakes her
Firm
hand.
handshake. Warm.
Yeah. She returns a very firm shake back. Yeah, seems to be has a lot of strength.
Mm-hmm. What
Are
brings you to this neck of the woods? I mean, besides the obvious.
It's a long story short, but I believe Kidam can help me with something. I'm sure you're well aware of the Cult of the Dead Three.
Yeah.
I have very strong suspicions that they may be connected somehow to what happened to my home. And I'm worried that it may happen again. I don't know.
Do I know anything about? I mean, we've heard now dark tentacles and dark chains pulling the city down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do I know about what's underground
Mm-hmm.
or chainy or tentacle-y?
Can make a religion check.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
24.
So, I'll give you this. Okay, so first off, you suspect that the descriptions that some of the other people gave of tentacles, you kind of realize those folks were probably pretty far from the city when it happened. And what they saw, they didn't quite understand what it was. They just saw some sort of, kind of tendrily things coming up out of the ground. So you suspect it was kind of just a misinterpretation of what Rhea saw, since it sounds like she was very close when it happened.
Right.
So she likely saw the actual details of them being dark chains coming up out of the ground. I mean, chains, they pop up in all kinds of scriptures for symbolic reasons. So I guess at the very least, you could maybe surmise that this is potentially something to do with, like, what I want to say, like the divine, but not necessarily divine. Like it could be the lower planes or the upper planes.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it could be from the lower planes. Like it could be something from the hells or the abyss, which would seem more likely based on the kind of catastrophe, right? Just based again on the scriptures, it would seem really like Elturel would have had to have done something really awful if this was coming from like one of the upper planes, right? Like one of the gods. So you don't you suspect this is something planar and not material plane. Like this isn't something that came directly out of Toral's like Underdark or caverns beneath. This is likely a rift in the plane, in the material plane was torn open, and some entity came through to pull the city through. And that would line up with the city seemingly being gone. Like, I will say that, maybe there's a bit more conversation that's happening here, and you get a few more details. Like, Rhea didn't see rubble, and in fact, I think she would have even that like following day. She tells you how she went down with the very small number of Hell Riders that were left, all lower ranking Hell Riders, and they went down into the crater to search the rubble for survivors, but there wasn't really rubble. It was just like as if you had taken a gigantic, cone and went thunk and just plucked the city out of the earth. Except in this case, pushed it down into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So
and was there like a base, or was there just like abyss?
Oh no! There was a base. It was like just a big crater. Yeah. But she says that when it started to descend down and she was running towards it, like she could see like warm orange light coming up, shining through all the buildings as it was being pulled down, and then it disappeared. And when she got to the edge, there was just that crater and darkness.
All right.
So yeah, so she divulges all this to both of you. And yeah, essentially explains that she might have a contact within the city, the best lead that she has, and she could be within Elfsong Tavern. She gives a bit more details. She believes that this individual likely fell into bad company, and from her point of view, into criminal elements. But she got the sense that before, like, they really lost touch, that she was someone that was very connected and was essentially like someone that would be gathering rumors for this criminal element that she was working for. You do realize that she doesn't ever say the guild, and it seems like she doesn't necessarily even know who the guild or what the guild is, but she just talks about her friend got involved with some crime syndicate and was likely someone that was pulling rumors for them. So
Frankly, that's encouraging information. The guild tends to take care of its own, and well, Rael, welcome to Baldur's Gate. I have connections with the guild as well, so that should actually be a little bit helpful in this case.
all right. Well,
If
that's good.
If you would like to get a message to your friend,
Yes.
I think I could be of some help.
Oh yes, please.
Let's see.
Could
So
you rat or something?
yeah, so I need to find a tiny beast that I can see within range.
Okay.
Actually,
Could
I think in this case, I'll be like, if you give me a message, it's got to be short, no more than a sentence or two. I believe that I could get it to your friend, and we'll hear back before the end of the night.
All right. A short message.
Do you need an animal?
Yes, I was gonna go out and commune, but if you have any friends,
Well, my next door neighbors have a puppy.
perhaps something that can. It's dangerous out there tonight. I'd not want to put
I see. All
a
right.
puppy.
Give me 1 second. All right. Gods, I hope this works. All right. Tarina, this is your old friend, Thunder. I really need your help. Elturel is gone. Please meet me at Elfsong Tavern. Was that too long?
That should work.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course. I would like to go outside and see if I can rustle up a varmint.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Okay. It's +3. 18.
Yeah. Easy enough. Well, what are you looking for in particular? If you want something
Something that can
specific,
fly, maybe
something
like
that can fly.
a
Okay.
raven or something.
Yeah, you step out of Kadam's home, and actually, as you step out, you hear a little clinking on the roof, and as you look up, you can see there's like a very small little owl sitting up there with a round head and little speckled pattern.
Oh, buddy.
But it's just sitting there, looking out over the streets.
I puff up my non-existent feathers,
Mhm.
get my owl vibes on.
The owl just
And then just start speaking in this kind of like very like deep and like kind of like echoing voice
okay.
to this animal.
Okay. And you give the message.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks like they don't actually get to respond. The animal just flies over to a location with a description of a person, tries to find a person, and then speaks it to them.
Okay. So we'll assume Rhea gave you a description of at least what she remembers this person looking like. And yeah, you finish casting this spell and speaking with this animal, and the owl just looks at you and goes flying off towards the city. What happens next with the spell? Does the message just get delivered, and then you just kind of hope?
You speak a message of up to 25 words. The beast travels for the duration of the spell, covering about 50 miles if it needs to go far. When it arrives, it delivers the message to the creature you described, replicating the sound of your voice.
Okay.
The messenger speaks only to a creature matching the description you gave. If the messenger doesn't reach its destination before the spell ends, the message is lost, and the beast makes its way back to where you cast this spell.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Going back and
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have left.
So Imsh, you finished that up, and Kadam, did you want to say something while Imsh was out?
No, not necessarily when Imsh was out. Maybe once Imsh is back.
Okay.
Just kind of thinking aloud. I could contact someone from the Dead 3 who was alive the last time I saw him. And my guess is that he would respond. He's an odd one. But I have no idea if that will be in any way useful. Just throwing that out there.
Kidam, every time I feel like I've understood that you've been living a wilder life than I ever thought you'd do.
Well,
You come out with another surprise.
This ain't a wild life. I mean, I know this person because she tried to kill me.
I see.
It ain't.
Rhea exchanges a look with you, Imsh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't look at me like that.
I can't imagine what I would have to say to anybody of the Dead 3.
He was very proud of his work. Wanted to tell us all about it. I don't know that he would actually tell us anything now.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. What? You know someone from the Dead 3?
Well, yeah, but kind of by force. He's one of the people who I dealt with taking down that contingent, actually just down the road. He lived and escaped.
But you know where he is now?
No, I had no idea. But I could send him a message
I see.
if he's alive.
Right.
I don't know that would be helpful, though. I'm just spitballing right now.
I suppose if you could get him to say something revealing, it could be useful. Would it be dangerous to do this?
Well, I don't think he'd know where I was. Mind you, I'm right. Well, I'm right here, ain't I? I wonder if Corey's around. I don't know if it would be a good idea right now. I don't know what I would say. I don't know what I would ask.
Rhea,
Yes.
let's think about getting you in to meet your friend into the city.
I'm certainly not going through the gates. I mean, I suppose if I were to drastically look different, but
I can't help you with that.
I don't know that I can either. I mean, I'll look over at Imsh. Imsh, do you think we could utilize that particular entrance that we both know about?
It's going to be more dangerous every single time we try.
Yeah.
And it's not secure.
I could ask Screws.
Don't know why you'd want to go let her get another hook in you. Perhaps through the ports? A lot harder to seal off the city from the water than from the walls.
Yeah. Do we know if there's any kind of sea gate? Like
There's-
a wall
Right.
blocking the harbor?
There's not a sea gate. No, but I believe there's might be a chain, but I mean that would be
Yeah.
under the water. No, there's no sort of sea gate. You would know that there is a group of, like, there are flaming fist patrols specifically on like skiffs that move about the harbor, and like every boat that enters needs to pay a fee and be inspected, and like it's not
Sure.
there's security that you would need to get past.
Mm-hmm.
There are both of you make history checks for me.
3.
4.
What are there, Nathan? What are there?
Never mind.
I could be absolutely ridiculous and contact Ravengard and see. I don't think that would help. No one would believe me. That's the thing. No. And we took both Melissa and Robin out earlier today, didn't we?
I believe so, yeah, because you had Virgil, right?
Yeah.
Kind of deal with that. So yeah.
Oh boy. I know clairvoyants don't know about neither of us, but Box of Screws is right on the other side. I don't think it would hurt to at least give her a ring, which is a term that I made up just now and have no idea why one would call
A ring.
a ring. Yeah.
Propose some sort of matrimony.
Yeah, have no plans in that direction with her. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna cast send into her.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh God, this is the first time she's ever gonna witness a spell of mine. All right, um, all right.
So you want to cast sending to box of screws?
I do.
Okay.
How annoying do I want to be? Hey, you. Got a new friend here. Wants to get into the city. She knows someone probably underneath you. Name it Tarina. Would love to talk with her.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. One moment. Excuse me. Just want to check something here. Let's do. Yeah. Okay. Let me just. Yeah. Okay. This is mighty interesting. She don't go by that name in public. I know her. Could always try clairvoyance. I could put a nice word in. Or he could head out to Rivington, talk to Straight Stick. I can get word out there as well.
Where's Rivington? Oh, way over there.
Let me double check actually. I don't know if I may have gotten that one wrong, but sorry, Twin Songs is what I meant to say.
Oh, Twin Songs.
Yeah. So, my bad.
That's all right.
She would have known, but yeah, she would have said Twin Songs, and Straight Stick.
Well, all right. I will cast my last 3rd level spell slot of the night. That's mighty kind of you. Clairvoyance is close to home. I know I didn't expect that name to be in use anymore.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Did you? Okay. She responds. Very well. When you're ready, head over to the Starry Pony stables, and I'll put a good word in for you. You'll get right in.
Okay. Well, we have an official way in, as it were. Approval and everything. Ray, you want to go now or in the morning? How you feeling?
She looks at her arm. Honestly, a lot better now. I could go now.
Right.
What about the two of you? I mean, you've already helped so much. I can probably, if you can just get me on the other side of the walls. Of course, I would really appreciate any further assistance, but You've done so much
I-
already.
I have some more business inside the city. If you're heading in, I'd accompany you.
Same.
I wouldn't say no to having some company over to the tavern. Just, I don't know my way around the city.
Yeah, we do. And I at least have some dealings with the people that you're going to be speaking with, so. Can I please get you out of that armor? It glints like nobody's business.
If I get into trouble, though, this is protecting me. Can we not cover it up with something?
Maybe. Does she look like any of my clothes would fit over her armor?
What's your strength? Just
My strength is all. It's 11.
11. Probably not.
Probably not.
And you're on the short side, right?
5'7".
5'7". Okay. Yeah, she's taller than you and definitely like wider
The steel
shouldered.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I will hand her my hat, my beanie.
She grabs it. Oh, all right. I honestly, this will. She covers her red hair and puts it up into the beanie. She reaches up and grabs the bit of that sheet that she had is just kind of left like hanging over the attic, and she's tall enough she can kind of reach up and grab it, just pull it down. It's better than nothing.
That's true.
Ties it off to kind of make a makeshift cloak. I would think that leaving in the middle of the night would be better than in the bright daylight.
It depends, but all right. Let's go to the Starry Pony.
Starry Pony. That's
All
what
right, I
Starry
even write
Pony.
it down.
That's what I said. I wrote it down and everything.
So we're just gonna go back to where we were this morning.
Yeah. And are you all out of spell slots, Kadam?
No,
Okay.
just out of all my high level ones.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm full up.
I'm just looking something up really quick. Yeah, okay. Well, I would like, if you're all gonna head over there, if everybody can make stealth checks to get through the outer city to the Starry Pony without being noticed by any of the guards. It is.
I would
night-
like
Yes.
to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
That will be lovely. I'm also gonna guidance myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she also has disadvantage on stealth checks because she's wearing splint.
I'm gonna definitely cast Pass Without Trace. Just get past all of these folks.
I'm gonna lower the DC on this because it is nighttime. Let me check something. So. Okay, cool. Let's get these rolls, shall we? All right, so she's gonna roll at disadvantage. Okay, she got a 10 plus 10, so that's 20. What'd you get, Imsh?
I rolled a 3 plus 9.
Do you
which is-
do you also roll at disadvantage?
No,
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
I just rolled low.
Plus 9? Do you not get a plus 10 with the...
I get -1.
Oh, okay. So you get a
It's
12.
still-
Okay. What did you get, Kadam?
15.
Okay. Okay. You're fine. You managed to get through the city. Yeah, the guards' passive perception. You're good. You just made it, actually. Okay, so as the three of you work your way through the outer city towards the Starry Pony, do something here.
At some point, I say as we're going down the main street, I'm gonna say hi to my parents. They still don't know I'm back.
Wait, are you gonna take a detour to stop and say?
No,
Oh,
absolutely not.
Okay, I was like,
At some point.
Okay. Okay. Moving through the streets, into the Stony Eyes neighborhood, you can see that there are all the torches are up on the walls above the Basilisk Gate, and there actually still is a bit of a crowd out in front of the gate, and they seem to have all kind of gone off to the sides and like posted up, like kind of making makeshift areas to shelter for the night, and there's just a little too many. There's just enough people that the guards that are on duty, it seems like they're not willing to go out and forcibly move them. But all of the guards up on the walls look tense and watching over this scene. You carefully cut along the outskirts. There's a couple tense moments where you see guards patrolling the streets, but you manage to just slip by them without them drawing any attention. And eventually you get to that big stable that you were at before. As you approach, you can see there are two individuals that are seemingly waiting out in front. As you get closer, you see these two women standing at this big giant barn. They kind of eye you over, and as you get closer and into the light, they hold up some lanterns to illuminate your faces. And then immediately they nod and push open the doors and lead you inside, taking you to the back of that stable, into that back room where they shove aside a box, and then you see them do that sequence with the nails where they and then and take you down into the sewers. One of them stays behind while the other leads you out into the main sewer system. Going up to that grate, they pull out a little mirror, check, push the grate open, and then they push the grate open, step out, and like give you a hand to get out into the street. And as soon as you're out in the street, they very deftly and quickly jump back down and just pull that grate over immediately, and you are left standing there in the streets of Heapside or Eastway.
Press a gold into her hand. Thank you very much.
And darts down into the sewers. Okay. You are on the other side of the walls.
Sorry, did we go through this passage twice today?
Yes. Yes.
I just got us official permission this time.
Yeah. So entering into this side of the city, it wasn't like the middle of the night, if I remember. It was just like the end of the day. So
it was just dusk, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So at this point, it's probably, it's the summertime. So yeah, it's probably like 10 o'clock at night. So it's like, for the city, it's not that late. There's still, like, as you start moving through the streets, which I guess I should ask where you're going, but as you're moving through the streets, you do see there are still people moving about. Granted, everybody seems to be traveling in groups and looking over their shoulder all the time, looking really tense, and everybody is like very clearly has their like arms on display as they're moving through the streets in these groups. But where are you headed?
Straight to Elfsong, I think.
Straight to Elfsong, okay. Okay. All right. Approaching the exterior of Elfsong, as you go deeper into Eastway, more and more you can see more and more people out on the streets that are, they're all seeming to like head towards establishments like this. There are like other smaller bars and stuff. But as you approach Elfsong, you can see a couple patrons ahead of you going inside, and you do in fact see right at the front of this building. Let me see the building itself. It's a two-story building. It has kind of a overhang balcony area off to one side where it's like an outdoor area. You can see some people smoking out there. And as you approach, you can see the double doors leading inside and standing there in front of this kind of squat 2-story building, a little elongated, with the like low sloping roofs. There is this large ogre, half ogre, probably woman, just standing there leaning against the wall with her hands kind of clasped, resting on a bit of a belly that she has there. And she just kind of watches you as you come in and you go right past. She doesn't stop you or anything. She just kind of keeps an eye on you. As you enter into the room and open the door with the warm light coming out onto the street, you see that directly to your left you hear kind of a clanking sound, and you look over and you see there's just this seemingly big suit of plate armor that just turns and looks at you as you enter into the room. The plate armor just silently watches you as you step through the doors and into the room. You step into this large chamber. There are like 4 round tables out in the center of this wood-floored room, low ceilings. Everything is like old, worn weather wood that looks a bit like dry rot from all the damp air. The light itself is kind of an orangey color, but above the bar, they've seemed to have put like green glass over all of these lanterns that gives a strange green glow over the bar itself. Off to the left, you can see there are 3 booths, little like private booths with 4 seats. And there are numerous patrons in here. It's not totally bustling. It does seem like maybe attendance is lower than it normally is. But you see numerous patrons in here, and you could hear the sound of dice clattering on the tables as you see people playing some sort of gambling game with dice. You would both know it's called Baldur's Bones. It's a very popular game in Baldur's Gate. But yeah, this is the tavern as you step inside.
I'll lean, I guess, up to Rhea. We probably shouldn't ask for her by name. My contact told me that she's using something different these days, but didn't actually specify.
Very well. Well, I might recognize her then. I'll start looking around. And looking off to the right, you can see there's a set of stairs that goes up to another area above. I guess I'm gonna start looking around. Thank you both. If you don't mind sticking with me just until I get this resolved.
Of course.
You don't have to follow me around the tavern if you like. I can go off on my own, but...
Yeah. Did your friend... Do you know exactly what she did here? Like, is she a server? Is she a cook?
No, she just mentioned that she tended to post up here. Had lots of friends and contacts here. It's the best I know.
All right.
She's human. I can at least give you that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can. If I can remember. Well, she has really bad teeth. Kind of blonde hair, very pale skin. Probably about a little bit shorter than you could. Green eyes. Just try to keep an eye out for someone like that, I suppose. And if you don't want to use that name publicly, if you see someone like that, you can approach and tell them that Thunder is looking for them.
I can do that.
Alright, I'm gonna go upstairs. What would the two of you like to do?
I'm inclined to grab a quick drink and then follow Rhea.
Okay.
just so that we have, given this place some money, and I just don't really trust that she's not going to get into trouble if left to her own devices.
Okay. Imsh, what about you?
I think Imsh is gonna order like, I don't know, whatever the equivalent of like tater tots are, and like post up and like just watch the game of Baldur's Bones.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for a person of her description.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just for funsies, if you don't mind giving me just a second here.
Ooh,
Yeah, there's a map.
there is a map.
Actually, yeah, let's for the audience too. I can let people take a look. Yeah, we only got
It's
about
full of white people.
All right. Yes. Okay. So, so as you go up to the bar, you see there is a half-elven man working the bar currently. Yeah.
Why is it always half-elven men who work behind the
I
counter?
don't know. Oh yeah, because wait, was that at
Joplin?
Joplin was also half elf, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, you. He looks to be an older half elven man, actually a bit older than you could based on kind of, I don't know, the way he's aged. But approaching, he glances over at you, Imsh, and you, I don't know, you ask for some food.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Yeah. Well, we got a lovely menu here. If you like, we got some fish cakes, some crab cakes, a thick cheese and potato soup, and a loaf of pudding soaked in syrup. If you're looking for something on the sweet side.
Let's go with just some crab cakes.
Yeah. All right. That'll be 5 copper pieces, please.
I'm not keeping track of Imsh's money.
That's fine.
so
Yeah.
Here's 5 copper pieces.
Yeah. And then for you, Kadam, you're getting a beer or something. Mead.
If they
Okay.
have it.
3 copper pieces for you.
Certainly.
Yeah. So you got your drink, you got your meal, Imsh, and you just post up on the bar there with your crab cakes.
I want to head back, I think, kind of closer to the exit
Okay.
and watch that game of Baldur's Bones.
Okay. Yeah, this whole table is completely open as you sit down with the crab cakes.
Yeah.
And Kadam, you grab your drink and you want to head upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you head on upstairs. Sit. It's over there. All right. Let's do Imsh first. So Imsh, go ahead and make a perception check as you are sitting there eating your crab cakes. Is a perception, Imsh, perception to that?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Right. My microphone started doing this weird crackly thing.
Oh no!
6. 18.
Nice. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. But sitting down and having your crab cakes, looking around the room, there's just a couple of individuals of note. You don't really see anybody that looks like Tarina. Let's see here.
I'm also trying to just see who's noticing us besides us the guards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you see a couple people look over towards you, but nothing that like nobody suspiciously. They look at you like, oh, you're sitting by yourself eating crab cakes. just kind
Okay.
of, you know.
I'm hovering though. I'm like eating the crab cakes like at my
Oh.
table, but I've like fully turned around and I'm just like
Just
watching the game.
room. Then you
No, the game
the game.
specifically.
Okay, the game. Okay, yeah. So the table directly in front of you there, they are currently playing Baldur's Bones, like a heated game of Baldur's Bones. And you can see that the individual on the left is this half orc individual, and he has a great big smile and is like laughing and talking up all these
Aw.
individuals as he's playing Baldur's Bones. And you can overhear he's talking about you don't understand. You see, when being a rat catcher, it's actually quite fascinating. They're really keen, cunning creatures, and you really got to think. And you can see the other individuals are kind of like half listening and just looking at the dice intently under their cups with this little pile of money there. And then he goes, "Oh, come on, just are you gonna fold or are you gonna roll again? Come on now." Rolls. And they like push it to the side, and the other one's just staring him down. So you gotta think like your enemy, right? And then you can learn how to best them. And at this point, they lift their cups up, and the woman sitting across from him, she just throws her hands up. "Oh, I swear you're cheating or something." And he just lets out this big hearty laugh as he pulls the gold, or not gold, it's like copper pieces and like one silver piece. He pulls it over into his lap. "Honestly, I told you, it's that all that rat catching I do. It just got me thinking. I got a really keen insight on how to read people in here." Pulls the gold into his lap, the coin. But other than that, you see just the other individuals are kind of just having their casual conversations with each other, and there's nothing really catching your eye. Kadam, as you step upstairs, you can actually see going up that Rhea has sat down at this big. There's like two, kind of like if you've ever been to like a bar. A beer hall. There's just these two big like kind of communal tables where people are posted up with big mugs of beer and eating various foods. And Rhea has sat down next to this woman with blonde hair, like pale skin, definitely shorter than her. Dressed in kind of like thick, like nondescript clothing, just very like doesn't really stand out. And you can see even with your passive insight that this woman looks a little on edge as she's glancing about the room, and Rhea is leaning in close, trying to speak as quietly as she can. What would you like to do, Kadam?
Do I get the impression that I mean, I know I'd probably put her a little bit more on edge by approaching, but do I get the idea that this is a situation that I might diffuse, or does Rhea look like she's doing all right?
Make an insight check.
It's not 19.
19.
Yeah.
You can see that Rhea looks a bit desperate as she's kind of talking to this individual, and the individual is looking. Tarina is looking really uncomfortable and is glancing about the room. And you see her lean forward and say something to Rhea, and Rhea just kind of like sits back, like kind of hands out in a gesture of, really, like what am I what am I supposed to do here? So it looks like it's not going great.
I will go up behind Rhea then.
Okay, yeah. There's one stool there you're able to pull up, and there is another individual that's sitting at the head of the table there. You see a human who just has like a big. She has this this big book out, and you can see what looks like as you're sitting down. There's just like a bunch of it looks like a chart of some kind. There's all these little dots with like kind of lines. It looks like a star chart with like a whole bunch of writing off to one side. And she seems to be pretty involved with her book, but she is sitting, you know, pretty close to you, just behind you.
I won't actually sit down. I will just approach and like stand behind Rhea,
Okay.
so that she knows that I'm there.
Okay. As you're approaching, you catch the tail end of their conversation as Rhea is going, "Are you really gonna do this? Are you gonna?" As you come stepping up behind, and Tarina tenses, watching you closely.
Hi.
And she just nods. As I was saying, I'm here with friends. They've helped me. Our home is gone, and you expect me to pay you 50 gold for information? Are you fucking serious?
Excuse me. My name's Kidam. I've been helping Rhea here.
She... Sorry. Give me 1 second.
It's all right.
Name's Rhonda. Holds a hand out.
Nice to meet you, Rhonda. A friend of mine told me that you might be very helpful in this particular case, which is...
Would your friend have a bunch of feathers and big eyes?
Oh, no. No, that was a friend of a friend, as it were. No, I'm talking about a purveyor of tools.
Well, even if they're your friend, I don't exactly work for them directly.
I understand that. But she would be mighty appreciative of any assistance you could render.
Am I just supposed to take your word for it? Listen, Rhea, it's been a very long time since we've seen each other, and you just expect me to, not be a professional here, and then you bring in these friends of yours that you've just met. I'm assuming you've even told them some information about me that perhaps I didn't want necessarily shared. Rhonda. She slowly turns to you, Kadam. Rhea does. I really hate to do this. Do you have 50 gold? I don't know what to do here. I could resort to violence, but that doesn't seem...
Not right now. Not right now. Rhonda, might we take this somewhere a little bit more private where we could negotiate a bit? I am, of course, happy to compensate you for any services you might render.
Certainly. We can head down to the, Yes. I think that, Alan wouldn't mind if we used the Green Dragon Room. Why don't the two of you follow me? And she will lead you downstairs. So, Imps, you see, Kadam, Rhea, and this individual that you suspect is probably Tarina, coming down the stairs, and Tarina's leading them, and she leads them past the hearth where there's another group of people sitting over there, to a door that's leading into like some other back room. And as she approaches the door, she just looks over towards the barkeep and just gives like a quick nod and wave. Barkeep just waves her through, and she opens this door up, leading the three of you inside. Imsh, do you want to do anything as they're
I would
heading
like
in
to
there?
catch Kidam's eye.
I am looking for it.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
you make eye contact as they're heading down.
It's so hard
I know.
to act and
Yeah.
watch you.
Uh,
I will swing over towards Imsh.
Okay. You swing over there. You can as Kadam breaks off Imsh, and you see Kadam coming across the room. As Tarina opens the door and is waving Rhea in, she stops and notices that Imsh has broken off, and you just see her roll her eyes and kind of sigh. But Kadam, you're able to get over to Imsh.
yeah. You want me to come with?
That would be lovely. She got your message.
Great.
We're meeting with Rhonda.
Rhonda. Got it. Yeah, I'll get up and head over.
Okay.
Rhonda, you got my owl.
Well, real quick, as you are walking across the room,
Oh yeah.
going towards the door, she's standing there impatiently tapping her foot as you're approaching, and you hear behind you the main doors kind of swing open, and you suddenly see her eyes go wide, and she just ducks inside that room, like quickly trying to get you to come inside as fast as possible. What do you both do?
I won't even look over my shoulder.
Okay, so you just go straight into the room. What about you, Kadam?
Absolutely look over my shoulder. Just,
Okay.
Because I hear movement and sound.
Okay. So Imsh, as you are going straight into the room, Kadam, you look over, still walking towards the room, I'm assuming. Looking over your shoulder, you see this large group of individuals stepping into the room. They all look pretty rough and tumble as they come in. They look like probably they've been at sea for a while, maybe sailors of some sort. But there is one individual leading the group in, this kind of large brawny man. He has one eye that is cloudy with a scar over it, because of course. But he swaggers in, looking over the establishment with these other individuals that kind of fan out around him. But that's what you see just before you feel an arm grab you and just pull you into the room, and the door, and you see her gripping you tightly, looking at you. No lollygagging right now. And she
understand.
pulls you over to the table, and you find yourself in a private dining room. It looks to be maybe like an area that you could actually sit and have a meal. And hanging up on the wall, there is a green dragon head? Question mark.
Wow.
It is one of those, taxidermied heads that's maybe not done super well.
Oh no.
But yeah, there is a green dragon head, this reptilian-looking head with green scales. It's a little oddly proportioned. The mouth open with the big, like, kind of tongue coming out that maybe is a little too long. And yes, but she pulls you in and sits you down, looking over all of you. Right, unfortunately, we don't have very long, so let's get to it. But I think that is where we're going to end tonight's session. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, because we're gonna start Lovelace's arc next week. Question mark. And we'll have to resolve this at some point. We'll talk, the three of us, and we'll figure out what to do.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of went in, I thought maybe it would go in this direction, but it just took a little longer than expected. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
Okay.
I think this is where we're going to end tonight, with the three of you sitting down in the Green Dragon room, at this big round table with Tarina and Rhea hoping to get some information about the cult of the Dead Three. All
I
right.
thought of a way to get into the city halfway through the contact with Box of Screws.
What was the idea? What was the thought you had?
I mean, it would have required me to prepare some new spells, but I have water breathing. Druids have water breathing.
Oh.
And we could have done the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would have been very cool.
I'm thinking about like what Imsh's like plans are in the city, and I think he's trying to set up supply lines that don't rely on the guild. And that's probably going to end up him being a porter, sneaking into the city in the mornings, gathering up as much supplies as he can, and then coming out the gates.
I love this idea of you getting a group of other porters, like part of the porters crew,
Yeah.
because I think water breathing, you can cast it on like multiple people.
Yeah.
And just filling stuff in like waterproof bags and just like
Yeah, so that's what Imsh is in the city tonight to do.
Okay,
like,
cool.
set up a smuggling
perfect.
ring for however long it takes.
Yeah, because that's another thing we're gonna have to figure out as a point is like when Lovelace comes back into this, because I don't want to necessarily have you playing two different characters.
Yeah, I think Imsh's focus really is on the like refugee crisis and like setting that up.
Yeah, totally.
He's not getting involved with no guild nonsense.
Yeah. I'm sorry that we this is more to both of you that we didn't get to finish this little arc tonight. We'll talk privately later to figure out how to move forward. But for everybody else, thank you for joining us tonight. Looking forward to seeing you all next week to see whatever we end up doing next week. And yeah, for those of you that can, maybe I'll see you on Sunday for the Gen Con game. But yeah, thank you everybody. See you next week. And have
I'm gonna miss having spell slots. Good night.
Good night.